So here's what we do on this channel for anyone new here, coming in from the raid or just like stopping by. I read stuff and I try to explain it in real time, and yeah, and usually philosophy stuff, sometimes related or otherwise. But yeah, read some philosophy, try to explain it, and do a little bit of argument analysis, see what's going on in the paper. Okay, so a noble gentleman dude gets washed up overboard in San Francisco Bay and ends up on a whaling ship. Whaling ship is commanded by this insane captain who has the philosophy I shared above. They argue, gentleman guy is like, we should be kind. Yeah, and then other dude's like, dude, the life sucks. Seasoned captain is like, you're a fucking moron. Exactly. Okay, so yeah, so you've got this battle between, life is nice and we should be friendly to each other, and then the other guy's like, red in tooth and claw. So yeah. Okay. I mean, let me know if there's more, but like, yeah. Okay, so classic sort of different opinions on what the world is like. Anyway, as always, feel free to ask questions along the way, and what we'll do is just see what this has to say, and then as usual, we give it a rating at the end. And you get to rate, and that'll go up on a website. I make up some numbers to go with the ratings that you give, like, because there's emote ratings, and it's all good. So here we go. This is Wolf and Hump, Progression of Host-Symbiont Relationship in the Sea Wolf by Jack London, and the article is by Terry Kim. Mycorrhiza is the symbiotic relationship that occurs between a mycorrhizal fungus and a plant's rhizosphere, its root system. At first, mycorrhiza help to improve the physical well-being of both plant roots and the fungal symbiotes. However, stimulative triggers enact upon mycorrhizal association lead to a complete transformation upon both the effects of the relationship and the well-being of the host plant. In The Sea Wolf by Jack London, the ghost, an animalistic microcosm of a ship, provides an environment of survival of the fittest in which Humphrey and Wolf exemplify direct similarities to this host-symbiont relationship that undergoes a triggered transition from a relationship of mutual benefit to one that consists of pathogenicity. Okay, first off, this person's using a lot of big words very quickly, so we'll see. Yeah, Wolf is the name of the captain. Hump is the shitty nickname of the captain gives the gentleman. Yeah, you're just a hump. Like, meaning, like, you're, like a bump or something, like something that just shows up and you don't really want it to be there. So this is using the fungus metaphor or analogy to, like, describe their relationship. Alright. Yep, he tells him you stand in dead man's shoes because he inherited wealth. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's always like a class thing. Yeah, there's a little bit of a class thing. It's like you didn't. Hey, Lumpy, how you doing? Hope your vacation time is treating you well. So yeah, there's always like, oh yeah, rich kid didn't actually earn anything in their life. And that's unfair to some rich people. Like, their struggles may be different, but their struggles may be struggles nonetheless. But like, they're not going to be the same usually as a poor person's struggles. So you don't want to discount people's lives, but they're going to have different sorts of lives if they grew up with money. Okay. Mycorrhizae begins out as a mutually beneficial symbiotic relationship between a fungus and a plant. The fungus inhabits the interior of the host plant's root system to provide enhanced absorption of water and nutrients. In return, the host plant provides the fungus with carbohydrates produced during photosynthesis. Similarly, in the sea wolf, this exchange of benefits occurs between wolf and hump. Just like the fungus, hump takes the habit in the host plant, wolf sealing schooner, the ghost. There, Hump provides Wolf with two specific benefits: the benefit of self-affirmation of his worldview, and the benefit of providing Wolf with another way to dominate over others. This seems a little weak. I mean, it's like, I'm your whipping boy. Like, that's your benefit, and so you're gonna go be the whipping boy benefit, and then, like, in turn, you're getting a job. Like, that, I guess, is every job, in some sense, is a, mutually beneficial. Like, I go to my crappy job, I produce, we try to organize the paperwork, and I don't like being there, but then they pay me money. So it's like, yeah, it's an excellent novel. Can't say the name of this paper so far. Can't say the same for the paper so far. Yeah, I don't know yet. Like, this is a little bit forced in my opinion, but that's okay. Let's see where it gets to. Okay. Yeah. This is exemplified clearly during one of Hump and Wolf's many discussions together, where Wolf utilizes his physical dominance to hold Hump by the throat and to press life out of Hump in order to prove one of his points in his worldview about the truth of immortality. And when Hump acts in accordance to what his worldview predicts one to behave under such circumstances, Wolf mocks and laughs at Hump, saying, "To live, to live, to live, you are crying, you doubt your immortality, heh, ha ha." This provides Wolf with not only the self-affirmation that his worldview is correct, but provides Wolf to gain dominance over Humphreys in terms of his worldview. In return, Wolf provides the fungus Humphreys with two specific benefits as well. Benefit of assistance to help survive on the Ghost, and the benefit of providing an outlet to articulate and develop his worldview. Yeah, again, like, he's paying, like, he's keeping the man alive because he needs his help running the ship, but, like, an outlet to articulate and develop his worldview, I mean, I haven't read the novel, but, like, okay, so they're having discussions, I take it, and that is a benefit, but, like, it's a little bit weird to call, like, your whipping boys, like, I gave him the opportunity to sharpen his ability to fight back when I beat him up. What's up, Valpo? Yeah, so this is just a, it looked like a cool topic, that I don't know what this paper is, though, but, like, yeah. Had a good day. Muffin showed me the neighborhood where she grew up, and then we went to the big Asian food store. Ooh, sounds great. Rethia says, Wolf doesn't need Hump at all. He keeps him around because he's the only person smart enough to talk about this stuff. Okay, so that's interesting. So Wolf does like having the discussions. So if he's enjoying the discussions, that's better than what seems like going on here. Because, yeah, so that's not what the author here says. They said self-affirmation of Wolf's worldview and the benefit of providing Wolf with another way to dominate over others. If Wolf also enjoys their conversations, that would be a mutually beneficial thing, like that they get to have these conversations. Yeah, Hump is fucking useless on the ship. He doesn't know anything, but he can talk big ideas. I see. So it feels like this author has missed part of the plot. That's not good. Tomorrow morning we'll go to brunch. Oh, sounds so nice. And tour cider houses in the countryside. It sounds lovely, Blumpy. That sounds fantastic. What's it called? Like, she said she got you a Twisby Echo with a fine point. I don't have a Twisby Echo, but I have a pen just very similar to that. And it's really one of my favorite pens. It's a really nice model of pen. I don't know, like, again, like Twisby, it's like slightly different, so it'll feel different, but like it's a great design. And it's just like, it's very convenient to write with, so it's super nice. So I hope you have a good time. You think Hump's job is to assist the shitty cook and he fucks that up? That's too bad. Okay. So, so it looks like this author is forcing the metaphor on here, and they haven't even got a grasp of the relationship, and they're trying to force it on here anyway. Say la vie. First, Wolf provides a benefit of assistance for Hump's survival on the Ghost by acting as a father-like figure to Hump, who provides both mentorship and protection. So this does not sound like the relationship of mentorship. Although that Wolf does allow the person who was shipwrecked to live there, that is a form of protection. This idea of mentorship is expressed when Wolf says, "Don't let a little thing like that bother you. You'll get used to such things in time. It may cripple you some, but all the same, you'll be learning to walk." See, this doesn't sound very mentorship if you're getting crippled. It sounds abusive. You mentioned fountain pen and she perked up. Well, yes. I mean, here's one fountain pen. Here's another fountain pen. Here's another fountain pen. I have more. These are just the three that were closest. In the same jar, there's like a bunch of other cheap fountain pens, like stuff that cost me like, less than $10 a pop. So it's like, yeah, fountain pen. The start of an addiction. Yeah, I mean, in the sense that I don't spend more than $20 usually, so I've got a bunch, and it's like anyone with their tools. They like their tools. This is my writing. I need tools to write with. And so, like, I switch up my, like, you might want to have, like, a different, like, mouse or a different, like, keyboard, or you might have, like, different tools at different times for different purposes. I have a bunch of pens. So, and Unreal, this is not the start. I'm well into it. Rethea says Wolf is fascinating with Hump because his ideas are opposite to might makes right, but he can articulate them. Hump spends most of the book reasonably afraid of Wolf, will grow tired of their conversations and kill him. Interesting. So that's interesting. Hey, evolve yourself. How you doing? What I've been up to? I've been up to nothing as much as I can. I've actually had more trouble at work than I've wanted. Not my fault. It's like not gonna come down on me, but like a lot of stupid shit. But like since the end of June, I had so much work up until the end of June that I've been doing very little. How you doing though? How have you been? How's everything going with you? If you don't know Evolve Yourself, he streams meditation, guided meditation, and chess. So you should give him a follow. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, hello. Calling Wolf a father figure says a lot about this author's childhood and in a bad way. That's what it looks like here. This doesn't look like this author quite understands what's going on. Like if you're saying that what you're gonna do is going to cripple you, that's not a good way of like doing stuff. Figured just get back from your yoga studio. Lovely. Thank you for the lurk, Harris. Yeah, so that's good. So I was gonna say something about the paper, but it's like Evolve Yourself. I hope you're doing well. Like I know you've been streaming once in a while, and I haven't really been able to catch them. But like, hope you doing well and pretty good. Got back from your Euros too. I know you had that house guest for a while, or not house guest, but old friend was in town and that took a lot of effort. So I just hope you're doing good and getting good chess wins every so often. So yeah, all is well overall now. That's excellent to hear. Excellent. Oh. Okay. Just like a father, Wolf provides Hump with crucial tips on how to respond to fellow crew members and words of wisdom to refuel Hump's morale. The idea of protection is expressed when Wolf asks Hump how much money Cookie has stolen from him, and a moment later, after Hump has answered the question, Hump heard Wolf loudly cursing some men amidships. Just like a father... What the fuck? Wolf protects Hump from others who mistreats Hump. Okay, so... what is going on here? I have no idea what this sentence is. Like, because maybe, like, he asked him how much money he got stolen, and then he just says, I heard this guy cursing some people. Like, okay. Okay. Oh, man. Second, Wolf provides the benefit of allowing him to articulate and develop his worldview through philosophical and intellectual discussions with him. I mean, this is such a weird way to put it. Like, I'm allowing you to, talk to the great me so that you may develop your worldview better. That's not, like, the normal way to have a discussion. Like, even on Twitch, I'm not being like, I allow you to be in my chat and discuss your pitiful ideas with me such that you might learn how to philosophize better. It's like, that's ridiculous. It's like completely ridiculous. Like, we can have a discussion, we talk about stuff. People in chat may not have my like academic experience. That's fine. But they have other experiences. Like, people in chat are not stupid. Like, this is like, oh, you have to learn from the great master. It's like, no, that's not the whole fucking point here. The point is that we discuss stuff, we figure stuff out, and we talk. So it's just like funny. Yeah, hype. This is a paper on a discussion between other people. So it's like, it's an interesting like how to explain the relationship between these two people. And like, this could be good, but it looks like this the author is not sophisticated enough to understand what's going on. Rethea says in the novel, it makes Hump is a total stranger to whaling and is aboard due to a random chance. He is a charity case for a hard man who doesn't do charity. He's basically a pet. Yeah, that's what this is sounding like. It's like, he's the whipping boy. He's just like there, and it's just waiting for the journey to end so that the guy can get away with his life. Like, yeah. Like, good night, Wesley. Good work. I'll probably kill you tomorrow. Okay. Throughout these discussions with Wolf, Humphrey laughed bitterly and seemed to find in Wolf's Larson's forbidding philosophy a more adequate explanation of life. I mean, perhaps. Than he had known. Okay, so Hump is actually saying, all right, this is something I didn't know, and this is a bit more adequate. Hump's realization of his weakness of worldview, in addition to experiencing a conflict of ideas with Wolf, has helped Hump to develop and strengthen his personal philosophy through spiritual athleticism that revolved not around spirituality, but rather on one's worldview philosophy. Hence, the first stage of the relationship between the fungus Humphrey and the plant roots Wolf is one of mutually beneficial symbiotic relationship. Yeah, so like one guy's beating the fuck out of the other one is like, and the other dude's like, oh, I guess I learned a few things in passing. This just sounds terrible. This this explanation of life is what you posted earlier? Okay, yeah. After the first stage of mutual benefit, triggers are introduced into the relationship between the fungus and the plant that changes the structure of the host-symbiont relationship. In mycorrhizae, many seemingly harmless symbionts are triggered to become pathogenic. There are three main trigger factors. First, developmental factors, temporal relationship of the plant, mycorrhiza fungus. Second, environmental factors, outside the plant, mycorrhiza fungus. And third, genotypic factors, inside the plant, mycorrhiza fungus. All three of these triggers can be seen in the context of the relationship between Humphrey and Wolf and in the sea wolf. This is the weirdest paper ever. Yeah. This is a forced analogy of somebody who I don't think understands any of the parts of what they're talking about. Or maybe they do understand the symbiotic relationship stuff, and they don't understand the book well enough. And so they're forcing something that they think they understand onto something that they don't really understand, and it's weird. Okay. First, the trigger of developmental factors is one that stems, and not to like hate on the paper. This is just not a great paper, but like it's outside what I normally read, but we can still talk about like what is interesting here. And I appreciate Reethius you sticking around a bit because you know the story and I don't. I'd just be like, I don't know otherwise. It's just I'd be like, this is really weirdly written, but I can't tell you if it's accurate to the book. So I appreciate that. Okay. So first, the trigger of developmental factors is one that stems from Wolf's subconscious understanding of the hopelessness of his worldview through the development of the relationship understanding with Humphrey. Before this triggering, okay, so they're saying Wolf starting to understand that he is being hopeless. Okay. Before this triggering moment of subconscious understanding, Wolf viewed the world in which only the nihilistic worldview was the right way. However, the problem with the nihilistic thinking is that it is perfect insofar as one lives completely nihilistic world and begins to show its underlying weakness and holes when one viewed inside a non-nihilistic world. Reethius says, Wolf is a smart dude surrounded by people who can't or won't speak to him on that level. Okay, he gets his opportunity to have a nice conversation for once. Yeah, so he's a little domineering, it sounds like, and people just avoid him. And now there's one guy who can't avoid him because he needs to be in that guy's favor. And so Hump has to sort of engage in the only way that he knows how he can, like he can talk about stuff. He's not horrible. He's horrible. He's just king. Yeah, but he's a total shitheel of a person. Okay, and he gets his so he's a complete shithead. No one wants to deal with him, and then finally someone has to deal with him because his life depends on keeping in his favor. So the dude becomes his basically whipping boy, but the whipping boy Hump at least has some conversation, and this does provide Wolf with something of benefit. Aha. Okay, before Humphrey had joined Ghost, no one challenged the notion of this nihilistic thinking as it seemed to be perfect in the microcosm of an animalistic and nihilistic world. I don't know about animalistic. This has nothing to do with the story. What's animalistic about it? Maybe there's something. Hump is pretty brave for actually how hard he'll go in an argument. That's good. So, like, at least he knows how to, like, stand his ground. He's watching this guy kill people for being irritated. Okay, so, I mean, maybe this is, like, he's definitely brave if he's worried about, like you said, he was worried about, his life. And so it's, like, very real. And so all he can do is stand his ground and not be a pushover, because either way he's dead. If he is too much of a pushover, Wolf will get tired of him and kill him. And if he pushes back too hard, Wolf will just be like angry. But like, yeah. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so London actually knows how to write, which I'm not particularly surprised about. However, Humphrey's idealism, described as his force of hopeful philosophy, gave way to allowing Wolf to subconsciously realize and understand the hopelessness of his worldview. Does Wolf actually change his ideas, or is this the author really being, what's it called, naive? I don't know. Second, the trigger of environmental factors is one that stems from Maud's entrance into the story, which provides the Hump Wolf Fungus Plant relationship with the new environment to develop in. Wolf dies trying to kill Hump. Okay. So it doesn't sound like Wolf actually learns or agrees. He gets paralyzed. So it's Deus Ex Machina. That's completely different. Cause so all of a sudden Wolf decides his worldview is hopeless. It's like, no, he decides I'm just gonna kill this fucking annoying one. And you're still slowly plotting and attempting to kill. Nice. Okay, so it doesn't even matter. Yeah, so I don't know if did Wolf learn anything? Because it just seems like that's what the author wants to have happen here, and I don't know if it actually does. In Wolf's mind, Hump was dead from the beginning. It was just interesting. Yeah, so Wolf doesn't actually change. But Hump ended up with his girlfriend and escaping. Aha. So, okay. So, that's actually a good story. So, even against the nihilistic worldview, maybe you can hold out for love. And it will pull you, and it will save you in the end. You do still have to get lucky, though. And see, Jack London knows how to write. It's different from this author. Aha. See, that's an interesting story. You get thrust into a really shitty situation, and by your wits you get by, and then somehow a little bit of luck comes your way and you get out of it. Not bad. Okay. So Maud's entrance and this change in the environment provides Hump and Wolf's relationship with an imbalance of strength, as Maud provides Humphrey with a source of extra strength and stability as they form to be good comrades together. Third, and most importantly, the trigger of genotypic factor stems from Wolf's realization that Humphrey's worldview didn't necessarily make him weak. In the beginning, Hump was both physically and intellectually very weak. My muscles were small and soft like a woman's, and I was frightened when I became conscious of the tread of my thought. Therefore, Wolf concluded that it was Humphrey's worldview that made him weak and dependent on others. This doesn't follow from the previous line, because this is what Hump thought, and then Wolf concluded. So these two things don't follow. Weird. Well, just bad argumentation. It doesn't mean it's false. It just means it was crap argumentation there, or bad narrative in this paper. However, contrary to Wolf's beliefs, Humphrey's worldview actually helped Hump to survive the ghost and to attain a lifestyle of both good morals and standing on his own 2 feet. This genotypic triggering effect is explicitly shown when Wolf describes Hump as one who has legs to stand on and one who has found your legs with a vengeance. Okay, so Wolf actually does recognize that Hump has learned to fight back, learned how to, stand their ground. So that's good for Hump. It doesn't show anything about Wolf. I mean, it shows that Wolf's smart. It doesn't show that Wolf has changed, I should say. Therefore, this realization by Wolf that Hump's worldview didn't necessarily make him weak was a triggering point in the genotypic factor. I have no idea what this analogy or metaphor or whatever is going on with this crap anymore. Defiance pissed him off. Okay. But like you said, Wolf is smart. He can at least recognize what's going on. Okay, so this is the second stage of the relationship between Humphrey and Wolf, is one that consists of stimulating, triggering effects enacted on the symbiotic relationship. Again, this is like a normal story. Something like you set up a situation, then you throw in some curveballs, and then you see how things play out. I mean, this is completely... symbiotic relationship is completely orthogonal to the story. I think they're just forcing the metaphor because this is what they want to do. I mean, and why they wrote this the way they did, I don't know, but sure. But I don't think they quite understand what benefit the symbiotic relationship is, outside of the fact that a book is a singular object and the story has to be self-contained. So everything has to be related in the book, at least in some way. But that's not saying anything interesting. After the second stage of the symbiotic relationship between the fungus and the plant that consists of triggers, the host-symbiotic relationship shifts to its final stage of the relationship that consists of pathogenicity. Okay, after the seemingly harmless fungus is triggered to become a pathogen. Yeah, so this is fine. Now the book has to come to the end. There has to be a conflict at the end. It's all right, did that actually need the pathogen sort of metaphor there, or does something have to, the conclusion of the book have to have an exciting conclusion? That's just normal narrative. After harmless fungus triggered become a pathogen, the relationship delves into one that involves the fungus infecting the plant and ultimately harming its growth, development, and leading to its death. In the sea wolf, Wolf shows the effects of this pathogenic relationship as he declares that something's gone wrong with my brain, and that a thing that devours and destroys is described as attacking my nerve centers, eating them up bit by bit, cell by cell. Okay, so the author is saying that Hump's arguing back has given Wolf a neurodegenerative disease. Now, this could happen in sort of like a magical realism environment. I don't think this is a magical realism story where like my arguments are actually triggering biological changes in you to like degrade your brains or like enhance your brains. Like I can argue with you, like you might learn something, you might like consider something about like what I'm saying. I don't know, but I'm not giving you a disease, like a biological disease, like maybe like a meme that gets stuck in your head. That can happen easily. That happens all the time nowadays. You get like some concept gets stuck in your head, but like I'm not giving you a biological disease. Fucking weird. In addition, Wolf is described as being paralyzed and will never walk again. This parasitic relationship then finally comes to an end when the fungus infects and harms the host plant to an extent that results in his death. Cool writing? Yeah. This is seen as in the sea wolf when it expressed that Wolf's life flickered out in the storm and a burial of his body follows. Hence, the last stage of the relationship between the fungus and the plant comes to an end when the infections from the pathogenic fungus Humphrey paralyzes the host plant Wolf function and ultimately leads to its death. Yeah, so maybe that's what this author is writing. This is their redemption story. They think they're gonna, get back at their like evil parents or something by like being like arguing back and standing up for themselves, and this will like make their parents wither away. Because like this is like such a weird thing to write that they don't understand how they were saying like the host and like the fungus is so strange. Okay, analogous to the relationship held between mycorrhizal fungus and plant's rhizosphere, the relationship between Humphrey and Wolf is separated into three developmental stages. First, the stage of mutual benefit. Second, the stage of stimulating triggers. Third, the stage of pathogenicity. This dynamic relationship held between Humphreys and Wolf in the sea wolf reflects the stage of a nuanced development transfiguration observed in mycorrhizal symbiosis that underscores the cause and basis upon which the fungus Humphrey and the plant wolf relationship undergoes a triggered transition from a relationship of mutual benefit to one of that consists of pathogenicity. Okay. This was one of the papers of all time. And as always, what we do is we rate it now. So, if you thought it was fun and gave you fun ideas and talked about fun things, brain dance. And you have to type it correctly with the capitalization and everything. Existential, if you had existential artistic drama, then you can say Nog Scream. Deeper ancient ideas, Nog Oro for the Ouroboros, and Nog Knife for slicing and dicing arguments. Any of those three will increase your overall grade. In the green over here to my right, your left, something. And anything in the red, if was it navel gazing only for academics, Nog Turd, all style no substance, still poop underneath, or Nog Grapes for big claims that shrivel up, those will all drive the score down. So please rate according to the emote you think is important. Nog Turd, yeah, oh, sorry about, you have to, actually, that might work, I don't know, but it's got a colon at the end. And then also there's the global vote yay, vote nay. The vote yay will make the score go up, vote nay will make it go down, and vote meh will actually just kind of drag everything back to the middle. So yeah, this is going to be a bunch of turds from me. So we can just get some turds going on this. Basically, and it's going to get a vote nay. This I think is like an undergraduate paper written by a science student in an English class. Yeah, thank you for rating semiotics. And so it's like, I feel like they had an assignment. They wrote about what they knew, which was like, fungus biology. And they forced their analogy on the story that they were reading. And that's what we got. We got a forced metaphor or analogy. We got a stuff that didn't quite make sense in the story, as Rethius at least described it. Yeah. If this was like, I don't know if Aris is still here. Although if you're listening, Aris, Rethius is asking, what would you grade this? It depends on the class. If this is an undergraduate paper in a intro writing course, this was not like since I was giving more and more nays and poops, this might actually be fine. Like if this was not really, if this was just to show that you can write, this is fine. This person knows how to write. Like they wrote, this was actually looks like correctly referenced, even though they didn't have very many references. They correctly referenced these things. Like at the bottom of the paper, they didn't fuck up much of their grammar. There was like a small one or two things where they had some capitalization errors. I just went right past. Doesn't matter. Like so just some small editing issues. But like, you know, this could be a very solid B in depending on what class you're in. If this was a philosophy paper, this wouldn't be a philosophy. I don't know, like an English class. Again, maybe like this is like if this is like a entry level English, for all I know, this might be fine. So yeah. They'd get tanked in English class, yeah. How does this get into the SSRN database? Maybe they can. I don't know what the database is. Like, for instance, it might be everything that's produced at a university might get put through this. I don't know what SSRN, their criteria is. Like, I don't know why this is here. Yeah, so I don't think SSRN has much of a filter at all. Like, submit a paper. Let's see. All right, well, we'll go check this out afterwards. But if anyone else wants to get in their rating, do it now. We'll go like read something else or something short after this. So this was quick. But yeah, let's go at 60 seconds. Thank you guys for rating. And if anyone else wants to get their rating in, let me know. Or like put it in chat now. Then I'm going to go like investigate SSRN because I want to see this. I'm trying to find this. What is this? Another poop from Sense Semiotics. Okay. You're going to drive the overall score down to a 0, which is fine. But yeah. Okay. Yeah, so less 5 seconds. And that's it for this. Okay.